When reading this week's Parsha, I came across something that reminded me of a story I once heard. I'm going to tell the story, and then I'll explain how it relates to this Parsha. So, in the 1950s, the general consensus was that running a mile in under 4 minutes was physically impossible. The record was set in the 1940s at 4 minutes and 1 second, and it stood like that for almost a decade, which led scientists to believe that it was physically impossible for a man to break it. This all changed when a man named Roger Bannister attempted and succeeded in breaking the 4-minute mile on May 6, 1956, running the mile in 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 4/10 of a second. When he was asked how he was able to beat the record, he said that every time he trained, he imagined himself breaking the record. He told himself over and over, I can do it, I have the ability, I just have to go out and succeed. And that's what he did. He broke the record. Once he broke the record, though, a strange thing happened. In the years following, the record was broken numerous times and has been continuously dropped lower and lower as years have gone on. Since it was proven that it was possible, runners were able to train and tell themselves, I can do it, it's possible. And in the modern era, every decent college runner is able to run a mile in under 4 minutes. So how does this relate to our Parsha? At the end of our Parsha, we read Parshat Zachor, which is when we remember what Amalek did to us when we left Mitzrayim, when they attacked us. So when Amalek attacked us, it was very similar in a very different way to Roger Bannister defying science. When Bnei Israel left Mitzrayim, every nation was terrified. They heard the stories of Yetziat Mitzrayim, they heard all the miracles that God did for Bnei Israel, and they wanted no part in getting in the way of Bnei Israel. Amalek, for whatever reason, decided they didn't care. They heard the stories, they heard everything, they said, we can beat Bnei Israel, we don't care. And Rashi, on Parshat Zachor, gives an incredible analogy that he quotes from the Tanchuma. He says that Amalek and all the nations were like people surrounding a boiling hot bathtub, kind of like a hot tub. So when the hot tub's very hot, no one wants to go in. It's too hot. You dip your feet in, it's too hot. You say you'll let it cool down, maybe you won't go in, and you just kind of stand on the side. Amalek basically said, I don't care how hot it is, I don't want to test the waters, and took a running start, jumped straight in the middle, and just went in. So when Amalek does this, what it does is, when you would jump in a boiling hot pool, you would get burned, but in a body of water, when one person jumps in, it cools off the body of water. So Amalek, when they attacked Bnei Israel, they were able to cool down, so to speak, the aura that Bnei Israel had as they left Mitzrayim, and it made it possible and let every nation believe that they were able to attack Bnei Israel. So, what can we learn from this? So we see from these stories the incredible power that individuals have in terms of making choices and in terms of succeeding. We can choose to use this incredible power to distance ourselves from bad influences and poor choices presented to us, like with Amalek. If you see something, you want to make the right decision. You have to understand that you have an incredible power, and you have to know between good and bad. So we all use our power of choice. If we can use it wisely, it can lead us down a path of success and happiness. And hopefully in this upcoming year, we're starting, Rosh Hashanah is just around the corner, we can use the lessons learned in the Parsha and the lessons learned from historical events to help us go down the path of success, to help us choose the right path, and ultimately to succeed in whatever choices we make. Have a good Shabbos and Shana Tova.